Hola, mi amigos. Yo soy St.Christopher. This is The Woodsman, and this is The Writer's Block, a book review show where I tell you if a book is good enough that I would recommend it to a friend, or so bad that I would chop it in half with an axe. Today on The Writer's Block, Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. This novel is a great coming-of-age story about a young girl moving from Arizona to a small town in Washington state until they start playing baseball. And then it all falls apart. Bella Swan is transported from her small, dry town in Arizona to the wet forest of Washington state, where everybody in this small town is obsessed with watching the big game. She is stuck with her father, Charlie, who he just loves working as a cop and can't wait to watch the big game. And she gets into a new high school with a bunch of puppy dog people who are really excited. Of course, there is one family that stands out in high school, the Cullens, this dark, mysterious, rich, good-looking family that always keeps to themselves. There's one in particular, a man named Edward Cullen, who may be mentally deficient. One of our first descriptions of Edward on page 16, where he's in the cafeteria, it says, he's looking at his tray now, picking a bagel to pieces with long, pale fingers. His mouth was moving very quickly, his perfect lips barely opening. So it's just someone picking a bagel apart and going... It's like, who's that? Oh, that's the special needs table over there. So Bella has spotted Edward from afar, and her next interaction with him, she's walking into biology class, and something's wrong with Edward. He seems constipated. He sees her, he's like... She sits beside him, and he's like edging himself away on the chair like something is wrong from him. And then the very next class, she runs into him in the principal's office, begging to be let out of school or to change classes. Then she's worried about seeing him the next day of school, but he disappears for a week. Obviously, this is about a young boy suffering from IBS. Again, everything goes normally until one day in the parking lot, Bella is almost crushed by a car. Suddenly, Edward Cullen jumps in and saves her, making a dent in the car with his hand and saving Bella's life. Again, I stress the poor IBS that this man is suffering from. He is so clogged up with duty that his skin has become hardened so that the metal steel of cars bends around him because he is so full of shit. Like every budding romance, Edward stands outside Bella's window at night and watches her sleep. And then finally it's revealed that he is a vampire. Ooh la la. The thing that this novel gets right, it should not contain vampires. It is a great coming-of-age story. She gets the high school drama right. She gets like the overly friendly characters right. If you just made Edward this rich, pale man with IBS, Bella, I'm sorry, I have a secret. My bowels are always obstructed. And I need to take weeks off school to go vacation in the Bahamas to cheer myself up. They're vampires. They sparkle in the sunlight. I don't mind the change because, to me, if you're really defending, they need to burn in the sunlight, it really is just a feminine retelling of the vampire myth. A masculine telling of the vampire myth is they get hit by sunlight, they burst into flames. That's just as stupid. They get hit by sunlight and they sparkle. It advances itself as this young high school drama with this guy who's protecting her. And then they all start playing baseball. It is such a left turn that I almost enjoy it. It seems someone just enjoying their writing process where everyone in town can't wait to watch the big baseball game. And the Cullens, their family, they love to play baseball as well. It's great exposition because they all have superpowers as... Here's the thing. Edward makes fun of Bella because he's like, what do you think I am? And she goes like, are you Spider-Man? And he's like, no, you fucking moron. You stupid girl. I'm not a superhero. And then they all go on to have superpowers. He's like, except for my brother, who's a vampire and has super strength. And I, as a vampire, have super speed. They're just superheroes. They are. During the baseball scene, they all show off their superpowers by being really good at baseball. And then another gang of vampires shows up. And guess what? They want to play baseball too. Except one of these vampires is a master tracker. He tracks humans, and he's hungry for Bella's blood. The Cullens, who have just adopted Bella as one of their own incredibly quickly, they take it upon themselves to defend Bella from this master tracker. How do they shake one of the best trackers in the universe? Why, simply, they put Bella's clothes on somebody else and have them drive away. And it works. The climax of this book is horribly paced. There's a big fight scene at the end, and then Bella gets knocked unconscious, and then it happens like out of the book, and they go like, oh my God, Bella, it was incredible. You should have seen it. Unfortunately, you were unconscious at the time. And then it just cuts to after. She's fine. Anything else you curious about? She's also incredibly clumsy. That's a character trait. And here's the thing. This relationship that they have, like, it's just a girl who is colorblind because she can't see any of the red flags. This, like, she's just such a stupid, clumsy girl in this book. Edward's like, you're a virgin? And she's like, duh, yes. And he goes like, vampires go into a frenzy and I will literally fuck you into a pulp. You will turn into concentrated orange juice if I get my hands on you. And she's like, duh, that's okay. I'm okay with that. Kill me. I'm from Arizona. Edward also has the superpower of reading minds. And his like biggest challenge, he's like, I don't know how to read this woman's mind. I have to listen to her talk. Page 280. Edward is telling her like the backstory. He's like, you should be afraid of me. And she's like, I'm not afraid of you. And then he like throws her into a couch. He's like, oh, really? Like, it's someone going like, you don't understand. I'm dangerous. You don't look that dangerous to me. And he just punches her in the face. Oh, really? Don't you see? Also, this guy is like 100 years old, just hanging out in high school. And it's like, why do you do this? Oh, we need to blend in somehow. Age yourself up. Go work in a grocery store. Go work in the mines. Get a grave shift. Anyway, awful book. It does not make it off the block.
Oh, yeah.
Been a while, huh?
Yeah.